Yeah, but loud, as I said, you need to ask loud.
I would like to know if there is a difference between the afflictions and the unethical behavior.
Afflictions and unethical behavior. Oh, an unethical behavior is an act of either body, speech, and mind. So if it's harmful thoughts, like, aggressive thoughts, or desire, covetousness, that is also an affliction, so that's both. Whereas stealing itself is not an affliction. So, like, for example, is stealing always negative? What do you think?
No.
Of course not. Give me an example when it's not. When the Prime Minister... Oh, when the government is kind of cheating and stealing, we can also steal. Then it becomes positive, right? No. Okay. When would stealing be...
Medical care.
Motivation.
Motivation. Like what? Can you give me a...
For example, for poor people who are going to die out of hunger, and we steal from somebody that for him it will hurt him, but he will live. And it's for people that otherwise will die.
Yeah, it's Robin Hood principle, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Buddhist terms still not so positive. I meant something different. Give me another example.
For example,
it's too easy, that one, which is go and steal from others, and give it away, feel very good. Not so great.
for example, if there is...
But if you do steal, and if you do cheat, it's very good to give it away. Not to
if there is an accident and a very dangerous one, somebody is going to die, there is a pharmacy, no time to call the ambulance, and I break the window and take what it's
for
needed.
example. But with the thought, tomorrow I go back and pay. Make sure that you break a window that has an insurance that goes with it.
We will hope.
Okay, good. That's a good example. Other example.
I'm not sure, but maybe to help someone to purify negative karma.
Ooh, that's a very, very high motivation, That's very dangerous. That you say, okay, this person has so much negative karma from stealing. I'll steal from them, it purifies it. It does. It doesn't. Bodhisattvas, after all the paths of seeing, they can do these things without it creating negative karma. Other situations. Yeah?
If there is food on the table and food is going to rotten, and you take it and you give it to someone to eat who needs to eat. Like the owner, you don't know the owner, you don't know who it is, you can find him and it will spoil anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what you do in Buddhist terms when you find money on the ground? The other day I found 10 euro lying on the ground like this. I was walking with somebody. You know what you do? So it doesn't become stealing, because you cannot bring it to the lost and found because there's no name on it. Of course, everything else you find, you bring it to the lost and found. What do you do? From the text, from the Lamrim text. You hold it up and you have to shout into the east. Does this belong to somebody? Into the west. Does this belong to somebody? Into the north and into the south? And if nobody answers, you can have it.
Did you do it?
Yeah, there was nobody around. We were alone, but I didn't do it. I don't know if I would do it. I would probably do it also in the city. It would be interesting to see what happens, how many people would say it's mine. Even in Switzerland, by the way.
Maybe stealing an idea back to 1945, stealing the idea for the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
So they won't have this weapon because I don't want them to have this car.
Yeah, exactly. But then, how many of us would have had an occasion to do that? So let's take situations that we maybe could do it. Yeah, I mean, if you're a scientist and you're there, and of course,
I'm thinking about a situation where there's some kind of an instrument or weapon or something that somebody has, and he's going to do harm, and you take it from him, to hide it or something, to prevent him to doing harm.
So now you can hide it in order to protect the people that he's going to harm. That is the lowest motivation. The higher motivation motivation is you take it away from him to protect him or her from harming others. Okay? Now I'll give you another situation, like for example, which can then go different ways where it really depends on the motivation. I steal the drugs of a drug addict. I take it away. Okay? Positive or negative? I take it away from him.
Depends on its motivation.
Yeah, so what would be a positive motivation? Because he just came out of rehab, let's say. Let's make it like really specific. Because otherwise, okay, he came out of rehab and he should be able, you know, he cannot have contact with drugs because otherwise he falls right back into it. But I see that he has some. So I take it, I steal it from him.
To help
I don't tell you what I'll do with it yet.
Yeah, not
Until now, it's a pretty neutral thing.
Yeah, I think it's more than neutral because, I mean, just on the medical side, if he has just come out of rehab and he's going to take a dose of drug that he used to take, it's likely that...
No, not those, like the ones...
A dose, no, an amount of drug that he used to take
Yeah.
after he's not taken for a while, that could kill him. So you're possibly saving his life.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that first dose,
Yeah, okay.
that his
Mhm.
body is no longer used to it, and it can be...
That's doctor talking
Yeah.
there. Okay?
So-
So you save somebody's life.
I would say that's a good thing.
Okay, so I will make it really complicated now. So it will save his life, but my motivation to steal it is because I'm a drug addict also, and I want it for myself. Then what? Positive or negative? Okay, so it's mixed. So can you see that, you know, we get this list of steal, I mean, whatever is negative is like killing, stealing, sexual, so, and we think it's simple and it's easy. But it's not a prefabricated list. I mean, there's so many factors that go with it, and the main factor really is whether you do it out of desire, or whether you do it out of aggression, or out of love and out of compassion. And that's so difficult to detect. It's so difficult to see, because very often we think we have a good intention, but when we start looking at that, you know. So this is why, you know, when we discuss these things, we can see that you can turn right is not right, you can turn left is not totally right, you can go backwards and forth, because then, okay, so then this guy, you know, it can go on and on and on. So he takes his drugs, he dies, and that's it, he's dead. Or I save his life, but then he goes out and kills somebody because he's so frustrated because he doesn't have his drugs. It's like we cannot behave in a way that we're not creating some negativities. That's why we're not happy, even though we have all this intelligence and all this. So the first step, of course, first step, of course, is to behave as ethically as possible. But then when we can see, also say milk, cows, no cow, this, now, you know, we turn it, it's never like this. And then when you come down to how things really exist, that they exist like an appearance, like the way it appears to your mind, but they don't exist from their own side, then it starts to lighten up a little bit. But then also we will have a weekend on that, so that you're not falling into nihilism. What actually is emptiness? What do they mean? As if I understand, you know. I think it was pretty brave to say yes to that weekend. So, but then maybe when I kind of go round and round and round, you will see how complicated it is. The more you study about this, the more you understand that you don't understand. Because you cannot put it into words. This is the thing. And it's very difficult to go against our very, very, very strong habits. So, do you see now, you know, positive, negative? It is your mind that is creating the karma, because there's no Buddha out there looking and saying, oh, that was a good thing. I'll give her some positive karma now. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's your mind who is creating the karma. And the imprint, or the flavor or the color, of course, there's nor flavor nor colors, but I have to use words somehow, is created actually pretty much, not so much in the action, but in what is called intention. And this intention, again, is not here, but it's deep down. You are whatever mind state you are in. This is how it is. They say it's that first moment, and this is where Viktor Frankl, this is where you can make the gap. You see the intention, you go, no, but wow, you know, this is, if I can catch it maybe out of 1,000 times, 3 times, I'm really happy. And then not do it, what I was about to do. Yeah, you see, the wish to be happy and to be free from self is very strong. It's there in everybody. So if that would be an easy thing to get out of it, we would all be gone. Yeah. So, but it's not. It's really difficult. But this is where we start. We start very simple. So at least the negative things we don't have to do to survive. Yeah, like many times people say, yeah, but I have to do these things because I can't survive. Then at least when we don't need to for the family who is hungry or whatever to steal, then we don't. And we're honest like this. And usually they do say that the karma created now is not ripening in this life. But sometimes it does. I remember we had this businesswoman from Singapore. She had a schmuckles business. She had a clothes business. And her, I love this word, you know. And so she knew that her employees, she had many employees, I don't know, 100, 200, something like that they were stealing from her. And so she met the Dharma, and she asked Lama Zopa Rinpoche what she could do. And then he said, well, just be careful, just be mindful that you are not stealing from anybody. And then she saw that what she was doing, she never paid the bill on time because it gave her, you know, interest. Now it's not working anymore because no bank is giving you any interest anymore. But at that time, you still got interest if you had a lot of money in the bank. So she would put it off, like paying. And she started paying the bills when she got them, and she said it stopped. Now again, what she says, is it true, is it not true? I trust her. But it could also be a total lie, I don't know. But I know her and I do trust her. She has no reason to lie. Why would she lie? Yeah. So like this. So what did you want to say?
I wanted to ask in these examples, there is a base assumption that we know how someone is going to react.
Yeah.
So we predict, our ego predict how they're going to react. And maybe if you steal the drugs, you actually stole the opportunity for him to confront what he needs to do.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And the same for the weapon.
Yeah, same for everything. You know, it's like we don't know how this whole thing develops. So we do as best as we can, and since it's your mind creating the karma, so if you act out of a good intention, at least for you, you're not creating negative karma. Do you see what I mean? Because we do have to act. We do have to act in some way. We can't just say, okay, I'm not doing anything.
It's also kind of acting, not doing anything.
Where did that come from? You see, my ears, I don't even know what it sounds.
If we don't do anything, it's also kind of acting.
Yeah. On this level where we're talking now, yes. On the lower level, where you still want your own getting out of samsara, no. So again, even there is different ways of creating karma. So, but then again, it's like, who decides on which level you are? What decides on which level you are is your mind, who says, I am on the Mahayana path, I am on the Bodhisattva level. Then you have to behave like that because you most probably took vows. And these vows are there to help you to practice these 6 perfections. But how many of us know it by heart? These, 18 root vows and 46 branch vows. How many of you know them by heart? I don't. I read them from time to time, and then I go like, this is what I was supposed to do. Then I remember, and then maybe for a while I do. But slowly, then it infiltrates in your life. But we cannot be, and this is what I like about Buddhism, so then we can discuss these things, what's the right thing to do, what's not right. We cannot behave in a way that we don't create suffering. Cannot. This is what samsara is all about. Like being under the control of our negative emotions and karma. And being under the control means like, I can't tell my anger to go away. I have to work with it. I can't say, look, and it always comes when it's really not welcome. kind of, I have a difficult person and I should stay calm, and then whoa, the voice jumps up here, gets very tight in here, I exaggerate, what I'm saying is not 100% true, I start to speak louder or something like that, and it's not helpful, but it always comes when I don't need it. So like this. But it can also come, you know, in moments like this, where maybe it is needed. Maybe, as I'm saying, we can only assume. Yeah. We will. It's only when we're fully awakened that we will know. Only then. So I had a school. I do school classes now, which I think is really great because they're so fresh. These kids, you know, they say what they think. They don't hide anything. They're totally honest. But they're also naughty, and it's a lot of energy to catch their attention. I mean, who is a school teacher here with children? Yeah. You know, I tell every class, I say, I really, really admire and respect your teachers because, guys, you're so difficult to get your attention. Because I usually tell them, I say, look, when I talk to people, they look at me, they're interested. So it's easy to talk to them and also be interested in what I'm doing. If you were kind of all over the place, I have absolutely no interest in telling you anything. Then they start to wake up a little bit. Yeah. But one was like, you know, you lose one who starts to fool around. It's like takes 2 minutes and then the whole class is kind of gone. So one was kind of kicking the one in front of him who was listening. And I don't know where it came from, but it shot up. I said, stop or you're out. I went like this, and I whoops. And I think I said, okay, it's okay, I didn't mean like so strong. But he stopped, and he wasn't hurt, because there was no anger. I didn't have time. If I would have watched him and not said anything, then I would have gotten angry. But there was no anger, there was just this energy. And he stopped. And that was it. So, but I think as a school teacher, you can't do this all the time, otherwise you lose your job. For me, it's okay. And it takes, you see, this is the thing, I can see it with kids. I only have them for 45 minutes, okay? So it's very short. So they come with an attitude, she's going to tell us about Buddhism, it's a religion, I'm not interested. So they don't even listen, and it's towards the end when they start to understand. I'm talking about them. I'm not talking about something that happened like thousands of years ago. And then they start to listen. And then when I finish, they all keep sitting. And they don't want to go, but it's finished. Yeah. But it takes them a while until they trust you, it's one thing. Until they wake up and they listen to you. And but then it's quite nice. So sometimes I have an hour and a half, which then it's okay. Just having 15 minutes more, I try to get this through, that I get 15 minutes more. Because we hardly have time for the meditation, and the meditation is very important to show them. What we did at the beginning, I don't know if you noticed it. Sit down, imagine you're breathing with your whole body. You relax. You open up. Have you noticed something? Yeah, because also, sometimes, you know, meditation instructions is like, be at your breath with your nose. It's so small, and then you need to get so tense to go there. Yeah? And the first thing you need to do in meditation is to relax, but of course to sit upright. So then also I tell them, put yourself in a position where you're totally relaxed. What do you think they're doing? Lying down, of course. Then I said, if I would leave you like this 3 hours, you would surely not be relaxed and comfortable. But anyway, then I tell them it's also relaxed, but, you know, awake with a straight body. So, and I think it's the first time that somebody is telling them how to relax. Giving them a tool so that they're not just saying, hey, come on, relax, but giving them a tool to relax. And then they go, wow, it works. Or the other day, you know, I said to them, yeah, I know you don't want to be here. I know you didn't come on your own accord. One of them said, yes, they forced us. So I said, yeah, I know. And I'm really sorry about this, because not me, because I also have to come. Otherwise, I don't live there. I also have to come because of you. And then I asked them, so what do you do if you have to do something that you dislike? And they said, well, no. So then I make them sit down, close their eyes, and imagine washing dishes, writing an exam, you know, cleaning up their room, whatever, things that they don't like to do. And then when it was finished, I said, oh yeah, it's not so bad to be here. So to show them the way we think is influencing our how we feel. But I think then it's the first time that they've ever heard that. So, yeah, so Buddhism is great. It goes for all ages. It really goes for all ages because everybody has a mind, everybody wants to be happy. Yeah, so like this. But as you say, we can assume, and we have no clue. Only a Buddha, only a fully enlightened being. This is why they always smile. Because they're so relaxed, because they know what to do. But again, we cannot wait until we're Buddhas. So we do as best as we can. Yeah? And then maybe one day we will be awakened. And the mind of an awakened being is at the height of its normality. Actually, we're all crazy. Because we separate ourselves from others by me and them. Instead of making us. Because we're us. We're on the same planet. So then they smile because they know that everybody has the potential to wake up. So again, how you can, the mind of a fully awakened being, why they're so peaceful all the time, although sometimes they can also show like wrath or anger or whatever, but inside is always peaceful because they know that we're just dreaming. So if you see somebody who is in a nightmare, and you see that they're having a really bad time, you have compassion for this person. But you're not disturbed. You're not, what shall I do? You know that at one point they will wake up. And you try to wake them up, but maybe if it's, if they have taken some drugs so that they can sleep, or maybe even if it's an artificial coma or something like this, you cannot wake them up. But their mind still works, and their mind is making a story, and you can see it, because they move. Sometimes they speak. Sometimes they scream. So, but your mind is wanting to wake them up, but you also know if I can't wake them up now, it's just a dream, it's okay. They experience the suffering, but it's not real, it's not true, the suffering is not true. The feeling of suffering is real, but it's not true, yeah? So, you can't wake them up, you're still peaceful. Whereas if you see somebody with real suffering, somebody who breaks their leg or something like that, then we start to get disturbed, because for us then this is real suffering. Yeah. And the Buddhas, they know deep down, suffering has causes. This is why it can end. And as long as we continue to produce the causes, it will not end. So same, I always give you the same examples. Sometimes I come up with new ones, but this one I'm sure you heard, you're a physiotherapist. There's this woman with backache who comes high heels. And you tell, lady, look, if you keep going around these high heels, your back will not get better. She said, yeah, but I like them, and it looks so nice, it feels so good, And you go, yeah, she comes back every week, you massage her, you stretch her, she feels a bit better, she comes back next week. What, are you going to throw her out? No. You think maybe at one point she will understand. For the moment, temporarily, I help her. And you don't hate her, it's okay, But you also, as long as she's wearing these heels, you can stretch and massage and do as much as you want. She'll be back next week. So maybe for a physiotherapist, good thing, because otherwise you lose a customer. I hope the therapists are not thinking like that. I hope you have so much to do that you're happy with everybody who's doesn't have to come back. Yeah? So I like that. That they say, thank you very much, don't need you anymore. Great. Yeah, so like that. Okay, is that okay? Did you have more questions? So like the difference between unethical behavior and an affliction. Usually when there's an unethical behavior, it's always accompanied by an affliction. Then it becomes unethical. It can look unethical, but it doesn't create the karma of unethical behavior because the motivation behind it was good. And as you say, we have no control over the result. So the result actually does not affect your potential that you are creating. It doesn't affect it because there is no force outside who is watching. Yeah. Like for example, if you live in a society where it's okay to take whatever is lying around, and you take it, then that's not stealing. So because I was in the South Pacific also for quite a while in Samoa, and there at that time, not now anymore, but that time everybody shared everything with everything. So somebody was going through my bag, so I was quite happy taking from them what they gave me. But at the first moment, I wasn't very happy when I saw him going through my bag. I said, what are you doing? He said, yeah, I'm looking if you have something that I can use. And for him, it wasn't stealing, because that's what they do. Yeah? So I thought, oh, okay. So this is why, I never traveled with very valuable things. So you don't get nervous when your bag is on top of the bus or somewhere. Like you use it, you buy some more schmuck. 50 rupees, need. Okay, so can we go back to the 6 perfections? Yes. Okay, so it says, kind of, from giving you have less attachment. Through ethics, you get more mindfulness because you start to look, of course. Then through patience, you stop abandoning sentient beings because you're not harming them back. Through joyous effort, it increases your virtue and merit, because the joyous effort is especially by practicing causes that get you away from suffering and lead you towards full awakening. Sorry if I talk too much Buddhist terms, but I'm a Buddhist nun, so if you're not happy with it, that's how I talk, so it's okay. Yeah. But you can change the words, like being enthusiastic in doing good. It can also get terribly on your nerves if you have people like this around you. Yeah? So again, be careful if you're this goody-goody and I help you. I had a friend also. You must think I have like thousands of friends. Not everybody that I know is my friend, so I have a friend. Because I like her very much, and she is like this. She's like, you go like this. The handkerchief is already here, and her husband, he said, I can't bear it anymore. I'm sorry. She puts always the right shirt out for me, always this and always that. She's always there to serve me. I can't bear it. And they got divorced. So they also you can exaggerate everything. Yeah, so obsessively wanting to do good and being kind. And so if somebody says, no, thank you, I don't want your help. It's like, no. Yeah. But it's good to be able to do that, especially when you try to be kind to me and kind of give me my food and you wash my plate and all this. Also, I am very environmentally conscious, so, if there is public transport, I take public transport. Nobody needs to come pick me up. And you actually do me a favor if you let me take the public transport, because I feel bad if somebody, would drive from here, like when I come to you guys, if somebody would come from here, pick me up in Tel Aviv with the car and drive here, it's crazy. Why? No need. Yeah, So I know for some people they go like, yeah, but you're the teacher and all this, but I'm first human and then the teacher. And I don't want to damage the planet. Yeah, so even though, I could take it, like I could say, oh, I'm not going anywhere by train. People will pick me up, no, I don't want to. And sometimes I have to be quite rough. And sometimes I don't succeed. But they still come to kind of. Yeah. Okay, so it's like this joyful effort is like joyful effort of doing virtue things, joyful effort of doing positive things. So I know people. I know one nun. I know maybe some. Who of you have been to Root Institute? Bulgaria. You know Dekyong, the one who was in the library? There's a nun from Singapore. She has zero interest in worldly stuff. Kind of, we travel, from Bulgaria to Dharamsala. It's a 2.5 day journey. So, we're a group of people, we're having fun, we're looking what is to be eaten when they come with chai and samosa and this and that, and even though you're not hungry, you try everything and all that. She is absolutely not interested. She sits on her upper bunk with her sutra that she keeps reciting, and then she's happy. You tell her, let's do puja. Oh yeah, it's like, let's go and have something to eat outside. No, like that. Yeah, this is what the joyful, and you can see also the lamas, they're giving advice. Oh yeah, I said, we need to, I'll give you some time, sorry. And when the lamas, they give you their time again and again and again and again and again, only for your benefit. You like them, okay, you don't like them, it's also okay. They have no agenda. I mean, not everybody, yeah. Not everybody who has the title Lama, by the way, is like this, but some of them really are. And we all know it, though. I mean, we don't need to go and be Lamas and Bodhisattvas and Buddhas.